everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Today's video I am going to be doing a favorite hair care products and like my tips and tricks on how to keep your hair healthier and keep it longer and thicker, so that was originally my goal with my hair. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but when I was pregnant and actually doing my bump dates, my hair was actually like really short and I'm not sure if you guys could tell in the videos, but it was actually like really dry and just not, like it just looked like kind of not properly taken care of. Even though I did, it was just pregnancy, and prior to pregnancy I just did not have good hair. And I actually used to have really nice hair, and then I don't know what happened. I think it was just like due to medications or something. It just kind of all went downhill and my hair was just really shitty. So during pregnancy, a lot of people say that your hair gets better and longer and thicker, and that just wasn't the case for me. So my goal after pregnancy was to actually like grow my hair to how I used to have it. So I looked up a lot of tips and tricks on how to do that and kind of morph them into what worked best for me and my routine. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into this. So my number one must-have for keeping my hair healthy is this here. It is the Thermal Creations. It's by Tresemme, and it's basically just a heat protectant for your hair. So I do let my hair air dry a lot, or I just kind of put it up in a bun while it's still wet. So I don't often use heat on my hair, and the only time that I ever would really blow dry it or straighten it would be if I'm like going out to an event or something. Otherwise I just kind of let it air dry or put it up in a wet bun. But if I am going to be blow drying it or straightening it, I would use this guy to spray on and protect beforehand. And on that note, my next item is a wet brush, or a wet comb rather. It just has like thicker bristles and it's more of a smooth plastic material. So it is definitely a little bit better for combing through your hair when it's wet if you need to do that. Definitely don't recommend like brushing your hair or doing like a regular comb while it's wet, just because it pulls on the hair so much and the hair is so much stretchier when it's wet. If you are going to brush it or comb it while it's wet, I do recommend a wet brush. It definitely, because of the thicker bristles and the plasticky smooth material, it definitely goes through the hair a lot easier than a regular comb would. So I definitely recommend getting these. I got this at Sally's Beauty Supply, but I think that Walmart also carries them, and probably London Drugs or Shoppers if you have one of those near you. Definitely recommend picking one up. The next item that I recommend is this tea tree shampoo. I also did have a conditioner that went with it, but I just finished it off, so I don't actually have the bottle to show you guys. But I love this shampoo. It definitely keeps my hair like from going oily or greasy, which is one problem that I do have. And it's like sulfate free and all that, so it's actually like, it's not bad for your hair. So I do like this stuff, and because I do shower every day, I need a shampoo that is good like this, and that's part of my problem is greasiness in my hair. So definitely recommend the tea tree if you do have problems with that. I find that it helps, at least for my hair, because if you are going to be washing it every day, then you kind of need something that's a little bit gentler, I think. So I definitely recommend this. So the next thing that I recommend for your hair if you're trying to grow it longer or keep it healthier or kind of stay away from having so many split ends and having it break off, is definitely doing hot oil treatments. That is one thing that I think probably helped the most with my hair. There's a lot of ways that you can do them, so this is just the way that I do it and that I found that worked best for me. And I also did find that this next product had probably the highest reviews regarding doing hot oil treatments, even though there are a bunch of other oils that you can use. But I definitely recommend this one, and then just kind of mixing in whatever oils you kind of research and decide go best with it. And I will show you guys one after that I do mix in with it. But that item is the castor oil. There is a few different kinds of it. This is just the extra dark Jamaican black castor oil. I think it was either $8 or $16 at Walmart. You can also get it at Sally's Beauty Supply, and I think it was a little bit more expensive there, but not by much. And it definitely, like the bottle lasts quite a while, even though it is kind of smaller. But what? But you don't have to use very much each time, and even if I'm not doing like a full-blown hot oil treatment, I will kind of dab a bit in my hair, like just in my areas where it's a little bit more sparse, and I just kind of put it in there overnight. She found one of the cat collars and she's like using it as a necklace. Don't worry, it's not actually like done up or anything, it's just, she just keeps putting it around like a little scarf. And another thing that I do recommend if you're using this stuff is to make sure that you either have like a shower hair mask if you're planning to sleep in it and putting a towel over your pillow. It is super thick. I don't actually know if it stains or not, but I'm not willing to find out. So if you are going to sleep with it in, put a towel over your pillow, put a shower mask on your hair. I don't always do that, but I either use a pillowcase that I don't really care about or the towel on it. And just know that it is quite thick, so you might have to shampoo your hair twice to get it out. Usually what I do when I am doing a hot oil treatment is I'll leave it in for an hour or two and then shower. So yeah, I definitely just want you guys to be aware that it is messy, it is sticky, it will stick to everything. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But I really do love this product, and I think that this is kind of like the one thing that I have to kind of thank for my hair that is longer now. All the other stuff helps too, but this is kind of the one guy that's, I feel like, has really done it for me. Yeah, so the next item I'm going to show you guys is this coconut oil. I just kind of keep it in a jar because they buy it in a big jug at Costco. And then I just kind of decant it into smaller jars as needed. But this is one item that I either put in my hair after a shower, like if I'm just going to be doing like a wet bun that day, and I don't care if my hair is greasy, if I'm just chilling at home, I will just kind of slather my hair in this. What? Yeah, as long as your house isn't cold, it doesn't really go solid. It's really easy to work with and spin around. Another thing that I will do with this is if I'm doing a hot oil treatment, I will mix it in with the castor oil and heat it up like as a mix together. So yeah, this can be used in a lot of ways, and I do find that it helps with my split ends as well, which definitely helps with your hair not breaking and stuff. So definitely recommend that if you are trying to get healthier hair. Okay, so that is all for my favorite items. My other kind of tips and tricks would be definitely don't, as I mentioned kind of at the start, don't be putting a lot of heat on your hair. If you can get away with not blow drying it or not straightening it or curling it, you know, whatever kind of heat products you use on your hair, just try to avoid those as much as you can. And if you are going to, then use the heat protectant. It's not like a be-all, end-all. Like if you are being hard on your hair in other ways, it's not going to prevent everything from happening. But it is really good. Like if you are going to go blow dry or straighten your hair or something, definitely recommend putting that on beforehand. And then just avoiding heat on your hair like as much as possible. My other things that I would recommend is wearing your hair up more often. I don't know if this works for everyone. I hear kind of mixed things on this, but I know that for me, once I started wearing my hair up in a bun more, it definitely started growing. And I don't know if that was just coincidence or if it was because I wasn't touching it as much or it wasn't blowing around in the wind when I was outside. I don't really know, but for me that worked. And definitely if you are going to put it up, don't put it in like a tight pony or a tight bun every single time, because then you do start to get breakage in here like I do have, and I'm still working on having that grow back. It's a lot better than it was before though, because I do put the castor oil rubbed in there at night. But yeah, just make sure that if you are doing buns and ponytails, don't do them overly tight because it will start to pull back and recede eventually. So yeah, and my next thing is if you towel dry your hair after, definitely just pat it dry rather than rubbing it in the towel like that. Weird example, I know, but you know, if that makes sense to you guys, don't be rubbing your hair like that, because you are going to be rubbing it out, because towels are probably not the most soft thing to be rubbing your hair in. So definitely don't do that. I used to make that mistake all the time, and I had so much breakage, and like I did other things that weren't good for my hair. Like I definitely backcombed my hair a lot, which again, not great for your hair, and I also wasn't taking care of it. Like I wasn't using protectants on my hair. I was blow drying it every day. So yeah, don't make those same mistakes that I did. And then as far as trimming your hair goes, a lot of people, a lot of stylists, and I should mention actually that I did go to hair school. I was a stylist for a number of years before realizing that it just was not where I wanted to be, and I actually have another video coming up that it kind of explains that. Yeah, so one thing I do want to say kind of on that note is a lot of stylists will tell you to get your hair trimmed every 6 to 8 weeks, and that's not wrong. And depending what your goals are for your hair and what you kind of do with your hair, that can be okay. I'm not saying it's wrong, so if your stylist is telling you that, they probably do have a reason for it. But I do just want to say that I found that for my hair, getting it trimmed less often, like 2 to 3 times a year, is what kind of works. Because if you're constantly trimming off the ends, and most stylists will take off like an inch minimum each time. I'm not saying that all do that, of course, but a lot of them do. So if you're taking that off every time, and that's how much growth you're getting approximately like per month or in that time period of getting it trimmed, you're kind of just taking off what you've already grown. So if you're truly trying to grow your hair out, and I'm not talking about like if your hair has split ends up to here and you need to cut it off. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like regular trims on hair that is otherwise healthy. If you are trying to grow it out, I would definitely recommend like taking off your split ends as needed, but definitely get a stylist who kind of understands your hair goals. Talk to your stylist about that. Talk about the fact that you just want to take off split ends, and I'm talking like split ends like that, like can't even see it. So yeah, definitely talk to your stylist about that. If you do want to start going in for trims less, if you do want to grow your hair out longer, that's definitely something to discuss. But I just found that for me, it was definitely beneficial to my hair to go in for trims less often. And when I do, I make sure that my stylist knows to only take off the split ends. And obviously, like if I do have 2 inches of split ends, then by all means take that off. But if your hair is otherwise healthy and you just have like minimal split ends, like literally just the ends, then just be taking those off. If you can do that, then that's great, and I think it'll definitely help your hair grow out and be healthier. So that is all for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.